My name is Tiffany Gibson, and this is my capstone video for my Instructional Technology Masters at Kennesaw State University. The title of my capstone project is Helping Students with Disability Use Accessibility Features on the iPad. The problem and the rationale for this capstone, at Polk School District, we have one-to-one iPads. Many students who receive special education services at Westside Elementary School have not been empowered to make the best use of the accessibility features that are available to them. This capstone focuses on using the accessibility features that are available on the iPad that students already have access to. Special education students are expected to complete the same work as their non-disabled peers. A student's IEP or Individualized Education Program lays out a roadmap for how we plan to educate a student. We use modified curriculum, adapted curriculum, in order to help students to learn everything that they need to learn while they're in the general education and special education settings. One thing that is rarely taken into consideration during many IEP meetings that I've had the privilege of sitting in on are the accessibility features that are available on the iPad or technology in general. Apple has did a great job of making a product that has many accessibility features built in that can help many students as well as individuals to meet their learning and their everyday living needs. Here are a few examples. They have text-to-speech technology, which is the ability to read to you whatever's on the screen. They have support for visual and motor disabilities, speech to text or dictation abilities, as well as FaceTime. Now, many people do not view FaceTime as an accessibility feature, but the design of it was purely for people with disabilities. It was designed for people who need to speak sign language. So even though we enjoy it every day as regular people, people with disabilities benefit from it even more. Based on the need to help students with special needs be able to participate in general curriculum, I've devised a plan as part of my capstone to help implement the use of accessibility features within the classroom. First, I developed and conducted a survey for teachers and students. I design and develop and deliver instructions for students on how to use the accessibility features on the iPad to meet their individual needs. Then I provided one day of professional development over the accessibility features that were delivered through the PLCs that we have weekly at Westside. I will provide support to teachers and students as they learn to better use the accessibility features on the iPad, and I will analyze assessment scores before and after implementation to determine if students using the accessibility features to promote growth academically. Next is my evaluation plan. The success of this capstone will be determined by the student achievement data. However, I do realize that student achievement data does not always give you the full picture, so I will also use the survey that students will fill out to help inform the success of this capstone project. Now I'm going to talk about the setting and the context for this capstone. Westside Elementary School serves students in grades pre-K through 5 and is located in Cedartown, Georgia. It's one of 6 elementary schools in the Polk County School District. It is a Title I school, which means that it has a high percentage of children from low-income families. The school has a population of 587 students. There are 68 faculty and staff members. Westside Elementary School has a significant number of students who receive special education services at 9.2% of the school population. Westside houses 3 self-contained classrooms for students who have a moderate, severe, or profound disability. In addition to those self-contained special education classrooms, there are students in each grade level who receive inclusion or resource special education services. I began this capstone by creating a survey for teachers and then a separate one for students. I gave the surveys to both the teachers and the students, and here are some of the results that I got. Many teachers did not really know what accessibility features are, and if they did, they did not use them on a regular basis with their students, if at all. Some teachers believed that by allowing students to use accessibility features, they felt like they were giving students an unfair advantage over other students. And then as far as the students, many students really like the use of technology in their classrooms, and several students noted that they were interested in learning more about accessibility features to help meet their needs. None of the students that were surveyed were against using the iPad accessibility features. The next thing that I did was I gathered and reviewed the achievement data for students who had already been identified and placed into special education. Reviewing this data revealed many places where students seemed to be struggling. And as I reviewed the data, I could see that allowing students to use accessibility features could help them in the classroom and in their daily lives. Many of the students have disabilities that impact their ability to read. From decoding to comprehension and phonological awareness were the main ones. Reading is a fundamental part of a classroom and fundamental part of life. Disabilities that impact a student's ability to read affects them in every class. Many people think that struggling with reading only affects students in reading and language arts. The truth is that students who struggle with reading also struggle in math, science, and social studies and other areas such as music or PE. All subjects hinge on being able to read. The older students get, the more their school success depends on reading. The iPad has an accessibility feature called Speak Selection. This selection allows a user to highlight any text on the screen and have it read to them. This feature will be pivotal in this Capstone project. Other accessibility features that will be used are the invert colors feature, the text enlarge feature, the dictation feature, and the guided access feature. The next step of this process was to create and to deliver a presentation about available accessibility features to the teachers at Westside Elementary School. The presentation was delivered through weekly professional learning communities or PLCs that we have that meet by grade level. During the PLCs, many teachers expressed that they did not know about the accessibility features that were available. Some teachers expressed that they knew about the accessibility features but did not know how to access them. The PLC setting allowed me to educate teachers on the available accessibility features and on the reasons that students need to use them. I was also able to explain to the teachers at Westside why some students need the accessibility features and how they are not giving students an advantage by using them. They are leveling the playing field by allowing students with disabilities to use accessibility features to help them in their weaknesses. Once I had met with all the teachers, I met with all the students by grade level and discussed what accessibility features are and how they are used in age-appropriate terms. I was able to talk with the students openly about their disabilities on an individual basis and how the accessibility features could help them. For students in grades 3 through 5, I really discussed their disability. I felt that students that were in grades K through 2 were not quite ready for such a discussion. However, I did explain the accessibility features and how they work to make sure that the students understood. The implementation period that was observed was for 3 months. I was able to closely monitor the students on my caseload that I come into contact with on a daily basis. Originally, I had planned to check in with the students after a month and a half. In the first week, I had to do a lot more consulting with the teachers and the students than was initially planned. I ended up talking with and coaching most of the inclusion teachers, all of the other special education, and many of the students on using accessibility features. However, I did not add this time to my capstone log because this was on an as-needed basis and only a few minutes at a time. I received good reports on the next 2 check-ins, And it was my understanding that teachers and students were using the accessibility features and things were going well for them. Teachers saw progress that they had not previously seen, and students were happy to be able to access the material in a way that they had not previously been made available to. Next is the part that probably took the most time out of my capstone project. I completed and submitted an application to present about accessibility features and the implementation at Westside at a yearly technology professional development event that's hosted by Polk School District. The event is called Mobile Minds. It happens every year within our district. Once the proposal was accepted, I arranged to meet with my mentor, who is one of the Mobile Minds specialists, which is also an instructional technology specialist. We brainstormed ideas on what information to present and how to present the information at the conference. Following the meeting, I completed the presentation and got ready to present it at Mobile Minds. And then I met with Polk School District's technology coordinator as well as the other people who would be presenting at Mobile Minds to preview and approve the presentation. This is the portion of my capstone that allowed me to present the information to other teachers within Polk School District and outside of it as well. Many educators from outside of the district also attend this event. I was able to share with educators just how important and effective the use of accessibility features were at Westside. Educators had the opportunities to see how they can support students with disabilities through the use of accessibility features on the iPad. Since all the schools within Polk School District have one-to-one iPads, the use of accessibility features could be implemented with the current technology available with ease. Teachers that attended the sessions were surprised at the ways their students with disabilities could receive support with the iPad accessibility features. Many administrators from the county also attended my sessions. I was asked to do further training with 4 out of 6 elementary schools, both of the middle schools within Polk School District, and one of the high schools. I have since completed that training and it all went well, although it is not reflected in my capstone log because it fell outside of the time and scope for my capstone project. Now for the results. All the students who participated and used the accessibility features saw growth in their overall reading skills. Teachers have begun implementing the use of accessibility features not only for use with students with disabilities, but for use with all students for enhancing their everyday lives. This capstone project was a huge undertaking for me. When the project began, I didn't realize just how much the impact that the project could or would make. I was hoping to have all schools within the district to adopt the use of accessibility features for students with disabilities. I'd hoped that I would be able to provide training and support to all the schools. As previously stated, not all schools have asked for more help with that, but I hope that that will come. And I will continue to pursue those schools because I know the value in helping students overcome their disabilities independently. Prior to completing this project, I had many assumptions about what my findings would be. I had thought that no students or teachers were previously using accessibility features as an accommodation for students with disabilities. When the teachers were given the survey prior to the beginning of the project, the results revealed that many assumptions about accessibility were correct and there was one that was incorrect. I assumed that teachers knew about the accessibility features and were just not using them. I found out that it's not the case, that many of the teachers just did not know about them. And then I found ways to improve for the next time. The next time I would be able to do this, I would find more time to work with students and teachers. And lastly, I just need to give a couple of credits to Laura Fannin, who's the Instructional Technology Specialist at Polk School District and my mentor. I couldn't have made it through the program without her, and to the administration at Westside Elementary School and Polk School District for allowing me to complete this capstone project within their schools. So thank you guys so much, and thanks for watching.